Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Overseas Lease Report. This week I'm trying out the outdoor episode, showing you some footage from earlier playing in the driveway. Whoa! Okay!
Good job.
Okay! And also recapping the week of rivalry games that the Leafs had. And when I say rivalry games, of course I'm talking about the Leafs' historic rivalry versus the Montreal Canadiens, as well as some more recent rivalries with the Buffalo Sabres, the proximity to Toronto, and then the Jack Eichel, Austin Matthews angle. The rivalry I'm talking about is, of course, Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews. And in this week we also had a very anticipated game, maybe anticipated all year long, John Tavares' first game back against the Islanders, which happened to be at Nassau Coliseum, and a lot of curiosity as to how the fans were going to welcome him back. So for each game I'll be giving you my 3 stars. And let's start off with the game versus Montreal. Obviously not the start that the Leafs were hoping for, falling behind 3-0 in the first period. Then the Leafs clawed back with 4 straight goals in the next 2 periods, plus 2 empty netters to break the hearts of Montreal fans everywhere. 6-3 the final score. My 3rd star for this game is Austin Matthews, who started the Leafs' comeback with his power play goal in the 2nd period. My 2nd star of the game is the ugly bounce off the boards deep in the Montreal zone. Nylander grabbed that puck, put it in the net as Carey Price was scrambling to come back in the 3rd period to tie the game up. And my 1st star of the game is Zach Hyman, the game-winning goal in the 3rd, and he was also the recipient of an awarded goal as he was hauled down, making his way towards the empty net late in the game. Next up was the game versus the Buffalo Sabres, which took place post-trade deadline for the Leafs. Swap on the 4th line of Par Lindholm for Nick Petan from Winnipeg. The biggest addition is probably Moore on the 4th line, who's going to get an extended look, and of course Muzzin, who was acquired long before the trade deadline from the LA Kings. So another game where the Leafs gave up the first goal, this time late in the first period to Jack Eichel, but then followed that up with 3 unanswered goals. Chase Carter-Hutton from the net. He was not pleased, and then added the last goal shorthanded by Kasperi Kapanen. 4th line I thought was great in this game, and it was a 5-3 win in the end. 3rd star in this game, I've got John Tavares with the nice deflection off the Muzzin shot for Toronto's first goal. My 2nd star is Freddie Anderson. Even though he gave up 3 goals, he definitely made some key saves in the 3rd period to save the game and record his 100th win. And my 1st star for this game was Frederic Gauthier. Great backhand goal, awesome assist, tossing the puck forward to Tyler Ennis, and apparently he was offered a fight with Bogosian, turned it down, which meant he didn't get the Gordie Howe hat trick. Still a great effort nonetheless. Which now brings me to the game versus the Edmonton Oilers at home. Supposed to be McDavid versus Matthews, but it was Draisaitl who made his mark first, scoring the first goal of the game. And what followed was a ton of goals from the Maple Leafs in the 2nd period. Edmonton changed their goalies after 4. That didn't matter. Leafs kept piling it on, and it ended up being a 6-2 win. Lots of good performances to choose from here. For my 3rd star, I'll select William Nylander with the great snipe over the shoulder, under the bar, which was the goal that chased Koskinen from the Edmonton net. For my 2nd star, I'll choose Mitch Marner, who had a great goal deflecting a bit of a pass shot from Hyman while driving the net, and added 2 more assists in the game. And my 1st star for this game was Mango, Andreas Janssen, who scored 2 goals, and he was definitely looking for the hat trick towards the end of the game. Teammates were trying to hook him up. He finished with 2 goals. And on the following night came the long-anticipated game back at Nassau. Leafs in a back-to-back situation with travel, but obviously the biggest story was John Tavares and how he would perform and how he would be received by the Islander fans. And the truth is, they never let him off the hook, and I think they shook the Leafs' confidence as a whole. Leafs were in it early, but the disallowed goal definitely switched the momentum in the Islanders' favor. And then once it was 3-1 Islanders, I think a lot of Leafs players were already packing their gear, ready for the trip back to Toronto. It'd be a bit of a travesty to give 3 stars to the Leafs in this game. Give an honorable mention to Zach Hyman, who scored a goal, but then he was also offside for the goal that was disallowed. Really, the story in this one was the Islanders and their fans. Leafs took a hard 6-1 loss in this one. And just as darkness has fallen on me, I'll recap one last game against the Buffalo Sabres again. Leafs made sure to celebrate John Tavares and cheered him as loudly as they could every chance they had. It's a bit of a back and forth first period with goalies on both teams fighting the puck. Leafs took over in the second and third periods. End result was a 5-2 win for the Maple Leafs. My third star is Morgan Rielly, who was credited with his 16th goal of the season and also came back very hard on a partial Skinner breakaway and save a good chance. My second star is Mitch Marner with the empty net goal and 2 assists. And my first star is, of course, John Tavares on John Tavares Toronto night. Scored a goal, got 2 assists, and he was definitely a difference maker all night. Thanks for watching, especially if you're a repeat viewer. Feel free to subscribe and like the channel. The Twitter account hasn't changed, @OverseasLeafs. Go check that out for any updates during and after all Maple Leafs games.